Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday service for October 18th of 2020. I'd like to announce that the Mountain View Buddhist Temple today, our service will include our latest and newest minister's assistant. So Devin Matsumoto, who has just finished studies at the University of Utah and then after that at Seattle University, has now returned back to his hometown, and he is with us now at the Mountain View Buddhist Temple as, again, our latest and newest minister's assistant. So you will see him joining Sensei and the Onaijin for sutra chanting today. Our service today will begin with the ringing of the kanshou, with the sutra chanting of Ni Rai. Then we will have the golden chain presented by our Dharma School 5th and 6th grade class. There'll be a Dharma message. Then we will see the cabinet installations of the Dharma School cabinet and our YBA cabinet. And then we'll close our service with some closing remarks. Thank you for your attendance today.
And now the 5th and 6th grade class will present the golden chain.
I am a link in the Buddhist golden chain of love that stretches around the world.
I must keep my link bright and strong.
I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself.
I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that my actions will result in not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also the happiness and or unhappiness as others as well.
May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all maintain in perfect peace.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo
Namo Amida Butsu.
Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namandavs, 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 namandavs. Concerning compassion, there's a difference between the path of sages and the Pure Land path. Compassion in the path of sages is to pity, commiserate with, and care for beings. It is extremely difficult, however, to accomplish the saving of others just as one wishes. Compassion in the Pure Land path should be understood as first attaining Buddhahood quickly through saying the Nembutsu, and with the mind of great love and compassion, freely benefiting sentient beings as one wishes. However much love and pity we may feel in our present lives, it is hard to save others as we wish. Hence, such compassion remains unfulfilled. Only the saying of the Nembutsu, then, is the mind of great compassion that is thoroughgoing. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namandas, Namandas, Namandas. This opening meditation is the fourth chapter of the Tanisho, a record in lament of divergence. It was written to help explain Shinran Shonin's teachings. This chapter is meant to explain the difference between the two main paths to enlightenment. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for viewing our online service for October 18th of 2020. As always, we're hoping that you're doing well under the ever-changing COVID-19 pandemic situation. We want everyone to stay healthy and safe and do all that you can to help others remain safe and healthy as well. Today, I would like to talk about being uncomfortable while we are aspiring towards comfort as Buddhists. Buddhism presents teachings to us to guide us towards ending suffering. And the ending of suffering will then naturally lead us to being comfortable. The opening meditation tells us there are two paths to ending suffering: the difficult path of sages and what's referred to as the easy path, Pure Land path. So to help explain the difference, I'd like to tell the story of the old woman and the bull. It goes like this. Once upon a time, there was an old woman who had a calf that she raised as if he were her own child. She fed the calf the very best rice and showed her love by petting and stroking the calf's head and neck. And the calf returned that love by licking her hands and showing his affection back. Even after the calf grew into a very large, strong bull, he remained very tame and gentle. The village children would often play with him and grab his ears and grab his horns, grab his tail and climb on his back for rides. The bull never complained because the bull was raised with love and felt love towards all the village children. One day, this bull, who was very smart, he thought to himself, "The loving old woman is like a kind mother to me. She's poor and in need, but too humble to ask for my help and too gentle to force me to work. Because I love her, I wish to release her from the suffering of poverty so she may become comfortable." With that, the bull set off looking for work. As he was on his path and on his way, he happened across a caravan of about 500 carts stopped at the river. The river was very rough, and the oxen who were pulling the carts through the regular roads, they were too weak to carry these carts across this raging river. The leader of this caravan was an expert at judging the qualities of bulls and oxen. When he saw this bull, the old woman's bull, he realized, this noble bull, he looks like he has the strength to pull all my carts across this river. So the leader looked around and asked all who were around, "To whom does this bull belong? I would like to hire him to pull my carts across this raging river." Nearby were only the village children, and they told the leader, well, his master is not here, but he's a gentle bull, and he'd be willing to help. So the caravan leader took a rope and put it around the bull, but the bull did not move. Again, this bull was very smart, and he was thinking to himself, until this man says what he will pay for my work, I will not move. Being a good judge of bulls, the caravan leader realized, this is a very smart bull. He realized what the bull was waiting for, and he said, my dear bull, after you've pulled my 500 carts across the river, I will pay you 2 gold coins for each cart. Well, after hearing this, the bull was very happy, so he went with the caravan leader. He was harnessed to the first cart, and the bull proceeded to take the cart right across this raging river, something that none of the other smaller oxen could do. Then the bull continued to pull each cart, all remaining 499, one by one, across this raging river. When they were done, the caravan leader was a man of his word, almost. He put a pouch around the bull's neck with 500 gold coins in it. Again, bull was very smart. This man promised me 2 gold coins for each cart. I'm not going to let him leave until he fulfills his promise. And with that, the bull went around to front of the caravan and blocked the path. The leader went around and got people to try and move the bull out of the way, but he would not move. Eventually, the leader said, I should know. This is a very, very smart bull. So the leader then took the pouch off, added the remaining 500 gold coins to make 1,000 gold coins in the pouch. When this was complete, the bull got out of the caravan's path and returned home to the old woman. When the old woman saw the pouch, she was surprised. The children told her how hard the bull worked at the river. The old woman was surprised to find 1,000 gold coins in the pouch. And then the old woman looked at the bull's eyes and saw how tired he was. And she said, oh my son, do you think I want to live off your money that you earn? Why did you wish to work so hard and suffer? No matter how difficult it may be, I will always care for you and look after you. Loving kindness makes the poorest house into the richest home. With that, the old woman then took the bull and gave him a bath, washed him down, massaged his sore muscles. Then she fed him good food and cared for him until the ends of their lives. So, what is this story telling us about the 2 paths? The bull was full of loving kindness and wanted to find a way to make his mother, the old woman, comfortable. And the bull thought comfort could be achieved by ending the suffering of poverty. So he sought a difficult path to earn money to end that suffering. Through the course of this difficult path that the bull went on, he created his own suffering, becoming tired with sore muscles. And in the end, when he returned home, the old woman taught him the end of suffering was already around them at their home because they had a home full of loving kindness. This is like when we realize that Amida Buddha's compassion already surrounds us. And once we fully entrust in Amida's compassion, we are awakened to the Pure Land. To follow the difficult path of sages can help eliminate some suffering, but it will tend to always be incomplete because of its reliance on self-power. Can there be good reasons, though, for taking difficult paths sometimes in our lives. Just like the bull in the story thought, having money to support ourselves and our families is an important part of the reality of the world that we live in today. I'd like to bring up another difficult path that's important for us to consider, especially in these times. This difficult path is towards achieving allyship. What is allyship? I turned to find a good definition of it. So I turned to the Tulane University School of Social Work. And here's what they say. The ally model of social justice is a framework for understanding someone's complex social identity. It is a philosophical approach that emphasizes social justice, inclusion, and human rights by recognizing the experiences of privileged and oppressed groups and acknowledging that an individual can be in multiple groups simultaneously. Those who practice allyship reject discrimination and take action to eliminate the marginalization of others. Often allies come from dominant or majority groups, but that isn't always the case. Many allies come from other oppressed groups and still use their sphere of influence to effect positive change for others. Regardless of background or motivation, all allies are united in the common belief that everyone deserves equal treatment. So again, I will thank Tulane University's School of Social Work for helping me give a really good explanation of what that term allyship means. Today we can see examples of this occurring all around us. The protests where we see different groups coming together, voicing their concerns in response to tragic deaths and other forms of injustice are the evidence that the allyship is part of the current movements going on around us. As Buddhists, our aspiration is to achieve an end to suffering, to find comfort once we can indiscriminately see the reality of all things, undistorted by our own perceptions and judgments. We seek the comfort that comes with such an awakening. However, to begin to understand allyship takes us in the opposite direction. I recently read an interview of Joanna Thompson of Santa Clara University's Office of Multicultural Learning. And one of the statements she made regarding allyship and becoming effective at allyship goes like this. The biggest thing that needs to be sacrificed is comfort. A lot of conversations we're having right now, a lot of the experiences are uncomfortable. This is the difficult path, but it's one that follows Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings that every being has Buddha nature. Therefore, all beings are equal with a precious, irreplaceable life that's illuminated by the light of Amida Buddha, wisdom and compassion. So, a little confusing, yeah? Confusing to me. It's the difference between the paths. If I'm seeking the comfort of no suffering, why should I choose to be uncomfortable? How do we, as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, align the Dharma of the Pure Land path with taking action? Am I really practicing right conduct if I'm taking action that's based on my judgment of others, and that's what's guiding my conduct? These are all the questions that, frankly, they arise in myself when I try to understand and think about what I can do to become an engaged Buddhist. And it's challenging to the point that I don't know if I'll ever really come up with a good answer. But, perhaps that confusion It's really just a confirmation of my own frail human mind that's filled with foolishness. Going back to reflect on the opening meditation, which is a section of the Tani Sho, within it, there is somewhat of an explanation of how to resolve this confusion. Shinran was never discrediting the path of sages. He was pointing out that it was very difficult. And in this passage, he's actually citing it as an example to encourage people to do their best and support others. But what Shinran is also telling us in this passage is that compassion is limited. Compassion following the path of sages, that uses your own self-power, is limited by our own evil nature, full of greed, anger, and ignorance. The compassion in the path of sages is compassionate actions directed towards others using our own power. When we compare it to the compassion of the Pure Land path, that compassion comes to us from Amida Buddha. And once we have awakened to the gratitude of and Shinjin of Nembutsu, it frees us from our prejudiced judgments. And that allows true compassion from within us to extend outwards in every direction. Oftentimes we hear the sutra chantings talk about the 10 directions. That means it's every direction to everyone. And it's an important aspect also. It is compassion to everyone, your friends, your enemies, people you like, people you don't like. Again, a very difficult practice. It's part of the easy practice. So once we have attained Shinjin, or awareness of the compassion of Amida Buddha, once we've gotten that, at least a partial amount of awakening, then with love and compassion, we should come back and go forth to help the others. Though we as ourselves as regular humans, blinded by greed, anger, and ignorance, our practice is to live a life of gratitude following the Eightfold Path. And that is the practice that helps us to become appreciative and become aware of the power of Amida's vow. Just as Shakyamuni Buddha, after he became enlightened below the Bodhi tree, he came back to teach us. We can all, as individuals, take the time to step back from our practice, that moving along the Pure Land path, to help others. Perhaps in this small way, each of us can achieve the ideal of being an engaged Buddhist. So I hope that you take the time to reflect, think about the things you can do. Think about the things that will benefit others through the course of your daily lives. And even the small incremental things, as we learn from the Golden Chain, they all start to link together. And eventually the whole world becomes unified and interconnected. That, I'd like to, again, read the passage from the Tani Sho that I opened my Dharma message with. Please join me in Gassho. Considering compassion, there's a difference between the path of sages and the Pure Land path. Compassion in the path of sages is to pity, commiserate with, and care for beings. It is extremely difficult, however, to accomplish the saving of others just as one wishes. Compassion in the Pure Land path should be understood as first attaining Buddhahood quickly through saying the Nembutsu, and with the mind of great love and compassion, freely benefiting sentient beings as one wishes. However much love and pity we may feel in our present lives, it is hard to save others as we wish Hence, such compassion remains unfulfilled. Only the saying of the Nembutsu, then, is the mind of great compassion that is thoroughgoing. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandavs, 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 namandavs. Thank you for your attention today. As always, please stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namanda Butsu, 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 Namanda Butsu. Okay, at this time, we'll have the 2020 to 21 Mountain View Buddhist Temple Dharma School Cabinet Installation Ceremony. As I read your position and the name, when I call you, please raise your hand. Superintendent, Brent Izutsu. Education Coordinator, Carol Harvey. Treasurer, Karen Bunya. Secretary, Katie Tamaruito. Register, Janice Lee. Communication and Website Coordinator, Randy Sato. Taiko Coordinator, Ashley Ueha. Please put your hands in Gassho and join me in silent meditation. You, the elected officers of the Mountain View Buddhist Temple Dharma School Cabinet, in accepting office, take upon yourselves certain responsibilities towards your Sangha and your temple. Are you ready to sacrifice some of your personal desires for the common good? Are you determined to do your part during your term in office, spreading the ideals of Buddhism on this land to a higher plane by living the life of thankfulness for the benevolence of the Buddha, and also by realizing the ideal of the brotherhood of all life? Will you do this with all your might, without fear or favor, irrespective of class, color, and creed, and thereby help to lay the foundation stone upon which the future generations may build a universal Buddhist brotherhood through which the teaching of the Buddha shall shine forevermore? If you will take these responsibilities upon your shoulders, please repeat the following affirmation. We take office in the Mountain View Buddhist Temple Dharma School Cabinet.
We take office in the Mountain View Buddhist Temple Dharma School Cabinet,
Realizing our responsibilities and determined to do all in our power
realizing our responsibilities and abilities and determined to do everything in our power
to remember at all times the teachings of the Buddha.
remember at all times the teachings of the Buddha.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. Congratulations, everyone. I'm very grateful to all of you for your dedication to take office as our Dharma School Cabinet. because we haven't been able to see our Dharma school students in person for much of the year, as we previously did. It's extremely difficult to maintain the connection with them. But I hope we will meet this great challenge in solidarity with all the other Dharma school teachers, so that we can make the new Dharma school year a meaningful and a valuable one for our Dharma school students. Okay? I thank you very much for your leadership and dedication. Again, congratulations, everyone. Thank you. Okay, please join me in that show. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. You, the elected officers of the Mountain View Buddhist Temple Young Buddhist Association Cabinet, in accepting office, take upon yourselves certain responsibilities towards their Sangha and their temple. Are you ready to sacrifice some of your personal desires for the common good? Are you determined to do your part during your term in office in spreading the ideals of Buddhism on this land to a higher plane by living the life of thankfulness for the benevolence of Buddha, and also by realizing the ideal of brotherhood of all life? Will you do this with all your might, without fear or favor, to respect of class, color, and creed, and thereby help to lay the foundation stone upon which the future generations may build a universal Buddhist brotherhood, through which the teaching of the Buddha shall shine forevermore? If you will take these responsibilities upon your shoulders, please repeat the following affirmation. We take office in the YBA cabinet.
We take office in the YBA cabinet.
Realizing our responsibilities and determined to do all in our power.
Realizing our responsibilities and doing all in our power.
To remember at all times the teaching of the Buddha.
To remember at all times the teachings of the Buddha.
Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Okay, thank you everyone. Congratulations everyone. I'm deeply grateful to each of you for your leadership and dedication to take office as our YBA cabinet. We have faced this unprecedented situation since last March because our activities and gatherings are restricted. We cannot come to the temple and have any activities in person as we previously did. So it's going to be a very stressful time for you to carry out your role. But I believe that you will meet this greater challenge in solidarity with one another, so that you can make this year a meaningful and valuable one with all other YBA members. Okay? So thank you very much for your leadership and dedication. Once again, congratulations everyone. Thank you. Okay, please join me, Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Oh my God.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Oh my God.
Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending today's service. You may recognize me. I have just returned from Seattle University, and I just graduated in June with a master's in social work. I'd like to thank the board of Mountain View Buddhist Temple for allowing me to become a minister's assistant of Mountain View Buddhist Temple to continue my educational journey of becoming one day, hopefully, a minister of the BCA. And so, again, I hope that you enjoyed today's service. Thank you, Mr. Arima, for your Dharma talk today. Very relevant to me, especially as a social worker, with your definition from this from the School of Social Work. So I think that we can all learn from different schools of theory and thought as we are learning about Buddhism as well. And congratulations to the Dharma School and YBA cabinets as well for your installations today. And please join us for our after-service Zoom session. Thank you.